Hi, I'm Jade, and welcome back to The Inside View, your backstage pass to the shifts shaking up property marketing and sales. In this episode, we're diving into how one traditional developer went all in on digital and what that meant for selling off plan. From interactive tech to data-led strategies, we're unpacking what happens when you leave old methods behind. Let's get into it.
Today, we're zeroing in on a fascinating shift, something that impacts a lot of people: buying a home.
Right, and we're focusing on a specific developer, aren't we?
Exactly. Ashwood Homes, they're an SME developer based in South Lincolnshire, been around about 25 years, known for, high-spec homes, good customer care.
And the interesting thing is, despite that long track record, maybe because of it, they're making a really bold move.
Yeah.
They're fully digitizing their sales process.
Which is quite a step for a smaller, established developer moving away from perhaps more traditional manual sales methods.
It really is.
So for this deep dive, we've looked at info about their partnership with a company called TheInsideView and the digital tools they've rolled out. Our mission today, to really get under the skin of how this digital shift is changing things for the modern home buyer and how it maybe streamlines the whole process for Ashwood too.
Okay, let's jump in. So the driving force behind this at Ashwood seems to be Chloe King. She's their sales manager.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she really had this ambition to, well, transform the entire buying journey.
Both online and sort of in the sales center itself.
Exactly. Not just tinkering around the edges. The aims were pretty big.
Yeah.
Digitize the whole experience right from that first click or visit.
Make it comprehensive from the get-go.
Yeah, and really drive engagement. Get people looking at all the different house types, not just the one show home they might physically see.
And ultimately build buyer confidence, I suppose. That's a huge decision, buying a house.
Absolutely. Feeling informed, feeling in control, that seems key to what they're trying to achieve with this digital approach.
And to make it happen, they teamed up with EyesightView. They specialize in this tech for property developers, right?
That's right. And the suite of tools is quite extensive. You've got the Vantage Interactive Sales Center platform. That's a mouthful. Then the new Homes Hub, which sounds like their back-end system. An active site plan, virtual show homes, fly-through animations, CGI images. The works, basically.
Okay, let's start with the physical sales center then, at Use Farm. That Vantage platform you mentioned sounds like it's the centerpiece there. How's it changing the visitor experience?
Well, it basically takes the whole customer journey inside the sales center and digitizes it. Think less paper brochures, more interactive touchscreen.
Right, so what can buyers actually do on this Vantage screen? What are the features?
Okay, so a big one is the interactive site plan. It's like a digital map of the development. You can tap around, see which plots are available, what house type is on it.
Check floor plans instantly.
Yeah, pull up floor plans, dimensions, and even launch a virtual tour right from the plan. It's way more intuitive than, pointing at a static drawing.
Definitely sounds it. And you mentioned virtual show homes. I think the info said 13 of them are integrated.
13, yeah. And this is really powerful. Buyers can virtually walk through a digital twin of every single house design they offer.
Even the ones not built yet.
Especially those. It lets people see inside homes that physically don't exist yet. Plus, you can often toggle options like different kitchen styles or bathroom finishes within the tour.
That's brilliant for visualizing. But okay, here's something I think is crucial. The ability for buyers to save their search, favorite things, and essentially take it all home with them. That feels like a real shift, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is a key part. On the Vantage platform, you can favorite the plots or house types you like, save your configurations.
Like building a personal wish list.
Pretty much. And then right there, you can generate a personalized PDF brochure of everything you've saved. So you walk away with a digital visual summary.
Which means you're not just relying on memory or scribbled notes. You can actually sit down at home and review your specific choices properly.
Exactly. And importantly, from Ashwood's perspective, every time a buyer interacts, favorites something, saves a PDF, that interaction is tracked. They get real-time data on what's popular, what specific buyers are interested in.
Ah, so they can then tailor their follow-up, see what caught someone's eye on the touchscreen.
Precisely. It allows for much more targeted and relevant communication afterwards. Retargeting becomes much smarter.
Interesting. Okay, back to the sales center experience. What else does Vantage offer on the spot?
Well, you can compare different house types side by side, look at the floor plans against each other easily.
Makes sense.
You can also explore the local area on an integrated map, find schools, shops, parks, that sort of thing. And then there are the visuals, fly-through animations of the whole site, galleries of those slick CGI images.
All through a touchscreen. Easy to use.
Seems so. The whole idea is a consistent, easy, and very personalized experience, whether you're there in person or reviewing your saved PDF later.
And that quote from Chloe King sums it up, doesn't it? It's a game changer. Clients and staff alike love it.
Yeah, strongly suggests it's hitting the mark. Now, alongside improving the customer-facing side, Ashwood also needed to streamline things internally. Managing all that plot data, pricing, it can get complex.
Right, especially for an SME, which is where the new Homes Hub fits in. Is that their central control system?
Basically, yes. It acts as their CMS content management system for all the property info and also their CRM customer relationship management tool for tracking interactions. It's built for house builders.
So how does that help Ashwood day to day? What's the practical benefit?
It gives Chloe and her team one central place to manage everything vital. Pricing, plot details, availability. They can update a price, mark a plot as sold, release a new phase.
All from one dashboard.
Exactly. Which means potentially faster reaction to the market and, crucially, more accurate information consistently available to buyers like you.
And the smart part is how this internal hub talks to the outside world, isn't it? The website, the Vantage screen.
Precisely. It uses API connections, basically ways for systems to talk to each other. So an update made in the hub reflects pretty much instantly everywhere the customer sees it.
Cuts down on errors, saves tons of admin time updating things manually in different places.
Hugely. And again, it tracks buyer interest data flowing back from the website Advantage into this central system. So they get a unified view of what's hot, which leads are engaging with which properties. That data is gold for an SME trying to be efficient with their marketing.
Makes total sense. Okay, so we know most people, 98%, start their house hunt online. How is Ashwood tackling that crucial first digital impression?
Yeah, they've clearly focused heavily on making the online experience seamless and engaging too. It's not just about the sales center visit. That online journey has to be compelling from the start.
So more interactive tools online.
Definitely. They're using a suite of immersive visual tools to bring Use Farm to life right on your screen the moment you hit their website.
Let's talk about those virtual show homes again. How do they work for someone just browsing at home?
So these CGI digital twins, all 13 house types are available online, 24/7. You can explore the layout, get a real feel for the space, the scale.
See potential upgrades.
Yep. Check out finishes, maybe even toggle furniture on or off in some cases to see how your stuff might fit. It offers huge flexibility compared to physical show homes with set hours. You explore at your own pace.
And I guess, like in the sales center, Ashwood gets data on what people are looking at online, too. Which virtual tours are popular?
You'd assume so, yes. It helps them understand online preferences just as much as offline ones.
Makes sense. And what about the site plan online? You called it an active site plan. How's that different from a static PDF map?
Right, so instead of just a flat 2D drawing, which can be hard to interpret, they have this interactive 3D active site plan online. And it's the same one used in the Vantage system.
So you can sort of fly around the development virtually?
Pretty much. You navigate it in 3D, see how plots relate to each other, the roads, the green spaces. Much more intuitive.
And what information can you pull up from home using this?
Real-time stuff. Plot availability, is it free, reserved, sold? The current price. Which way the garden faces the orientation, how close it is to neighbors.
So lots of practical detail.
Absolutely. Plus, filters to narrow your search, key plot details, and direct links from the plan into those virtual tours for the specific house type on that plot. It empowers buyers with real-time info early on.
And rounding out the online visuals, fly-throughs, and CGI images?
Yeah, high-quality photorealistic CGIs of individual houses, street scenes, plus those cinematic fly-through animations giving you a feel for the whole place.
And they use these everywhere, website, Vantage, social media.
Consistent visuals across the board. It ensures a coherent and appealing message wherever a potential buyer encounters them online.
Okay, so stepping back and looking at this whole digital ecosystem Ashwood has built, what's the net effect? What's the impact on buying a home at Use Farm?
I think the result is just a much more engaging, much more informed journey for the buyer. From that initial online browse through the interactive sales center visit, and crucially, even after they leave with their saved information.
It definitely feels like Ashwood, as an SME, has taken a deliberately forward-thinking stance here. It's interesting seeing a smaller, established firm really lean into digital transformation like this.
It really is. By focusing on the digital experience, they haven't just improved things for the customer, giving them more info and control. They've also likely made themselves more efficient and strengthened their image as a modern, buyer-centric developer.
Chloe King's vision seems central to this. Use Farm sounds like a really strong case study of sales and tech working hand in hand.
Absolutely. A great example of digitizing without losing the personal touch, maybe even enhancing it.
Right, so let's quickly recap this deep dive then. Ashwood Homes, an established SME developer, has fundamentally digitized their sales process for Use Farm.
Working with TheInsideView.
They've put in place interactive tools like the Vantage Platform On-Site, online virtual show homes, and active site plan.
All underpinned by the new Homes Hub for efficient internal management and data flow.
And the outcome seems to be a more engaging, informative, and personalized experience for buyers, crucially allowing them to, well, take their home search home with them in a really practical, digital way.
And that point about taking the search home is perhaps the most interesting takeaway. That ability for a buyer to save preferences, revisit virtual tours, mull things over at their own pace.
While the developer gets insights from those digital footprints.
Exactly. That combination could genuinely change how people approach massive decisions, not just property. It moves part of the deliberation process firmly into the buyer's own time and space.
That's a really thought-provoking point to end on. So for you listening, think about that. How might this ability to carry your research and preferences with you, revisiting interactive experiences whenever you want, change the way we make other major life purchases? What other traditionally face-to-face experiences could evolve digitally, allowing for more considered, at-home exploration? Definitely food for thought. Thanks for joining us.
If you like this episode, you can find the full discussion on LinkedIn. Head over to TheInsideView and subscribe to the Inside View newsletter.